today, what do you think are the biggest factors of why relationships are struggling right now?
Man, the biggest factors. I believe the biggest factors is substance abuse and addiction. Yeah, substance abuse and addiction, most definitely. If you're dealing with somebody with substance abuse and addiction, and for example, they're alcoholic, and you're trying to stop them from doing that.
So you're saying, like, if your girl, let's just make it like this, your girl's alcoholic. What are the biggest factors of dealing with a girl who's alcoholic?
The biggest factors, I would say, just trying to keep them from drinking, you know, but not, of course, put it like this. The biggest factors is trying to keep them from drinking. But I would say you don't have to force it too much. Like, all you gotta do is really just say, like, because at the end of the day, it's better in the female, well, just the human regardless. It's gonna better you regardless. So you shouldn't really be mad. Of course, some people will be mad, but you shouldn't really be mad at somebody who's trying to tell you something that's better for you. In general. Yeah. Like, so if I'm telling you, like, you shouldn't be drinking and you had too many drinks, or, you know, it's not to be controlling or anything. It's just because I know it's not right. First off, it's not right for your body anyways. So therefore you shouldn't be drinking regardless. Yeah. You know, so that's the main part of it for real. It's just basically telling that person that, you know, it's not good for you and it's not benefiting you whatsoever. And other people might look at that as controlling from the outside, but really it's better in my female, or vice versa, the male, you know, if the female is telling the male that. Yeah, because, really think about that. You dealing with a girl who's an alcoholic, and now imagine how you said, if you're there and you're able to control that, that's one thing. That's different because you're her bodyguard for the night. But imagine she's out with her friends. Most definitely. Dudes are sending them bottles knowing she's not going to turn it down because she's an alcoholic, so she likes to drink. Now, she's more prone to being... S.A. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, somebody can lace her, put something in the drink. Now you date rape. Then on top of that, now this woman is subjecting herself to almost being raped, because a lot of women, you get too drunk, you black out, you don't know what happened. So I'm your man and I come to you and I'm asking you, how was the night? You don't want to tell me because somebody took advantage of you. It's going to be hard for me to determine, did you cheat? And then you're trying to say someone took advantage of you. Exactly. You know what I mean? Because you're ashamed of what happened, or did somebody really SA'd you, or were you raped? Like, you don't know because you know your girlfriend's alcoholic. So it's hard. That's a strain on a relationship because you don't know she's cheating and trying to mask it as she was exactly and took advantage of. Cut you off, that's always, like, I know for certain dudes that's dealing with that, that's a big fear. You at home, you want to be that dude that's like, you know what, I'll let you go out. I'm not, you know, you don't want to be that uptight, whatever. You know how they will insecure. Present you. Yeah. You let them do that, and she goes out and come back and don't remember anything. I know that's devastating. Come on. Most definitely, because I mean, like you said, you don't know. And then especially if they come back with that type of, because that's common. Yeah, that's not a rarity. So it's like, you come back with something like that, it don't even got to be great. Some dude touched me, or some dude, you know how they be, or it don't even got to be the end of the party, her coming home. It could be you at home and she's calling you now, come to the club. Some dude just and you like, man, now you coming there full, you know, ready to do whatever. And the whole time she just out there loosey goosey. Come on, you know, like, so and then you could point to another subject of it, of domestic violence too. Like, you know, females, males, you know, it happens to both. Of course, you know, when it happens to the male, they don't really put, you know, it's always like the male, you know, doing what he does. But it's a lot of females too, you know, who get drunk and it doesn't even have to be physical violence. It's, you know, verbal, all that. Like, you know, like. And that's not a good habit to have. You dealing with that all the time. Not to cut you off, but you touched on something, because for us, physically, your woman trying to beat you up, you know, I get it. There's girls who box and they really can throw a punch and shit like that. But that's not really the biggest, like, worry for us. Our girl trying to physically abuse us. It's all verbal. It's that mentally and verbally abusive, like, everything she's saying to you only because she's drunk. Yeah. Because as soon as she's not drunk, she wake up the next morning, she's apologizing. And you're like, you said what you said. You said what you, exactly. And you meant that. Exactly. Because what did they say?
They say something like a drunk mind is sober.
Yeah,
what is it?
Speak sober thoughts.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most definitely, and that's one thing too. Like you said, you know, you get a female get drunk. You get the I hate you. I really like your friend. I really like that's the person I really been looking at. Saying my bad. I touched the mic. Well, a female. Okay. A female get drunk and she get the I really like your friend and I really like and then I hate you and just saying a whole bunch of things where you like damn like what the hell and like you say the next morning or don't even apologize yet.
Yeah.
They just wake up and don't even act like nothing happened until you like.
You bring it up.
You remember what you said? You know, like, no, I don't really remember what happened. You said you hate me. You did something with my friend before 2 years ago. You saying all this stuff, like what?
She blame it on the alcohol.
Blame it on the alcohol, and it's like, and that's why it's a real big problem. Especially me being 25 years old. Well, June 21st being 25 years old. My generation. And that's not to say that isn't people older, but mostly my generation, that's really all it is. A lot of substance abuse, you know, and a lot of just partying and going out and drink, you know, destroying their bodies and things like that. And when they do find like the right man to be like, that's not cool or whatnot. And this is just from things that I witnessed. For example, I have a friend that's, you know, that has somebody that's dealing with that too. And his female look at him as controlling, for example, you know? Not no more because there's certain things that had transpired where she's like, man, he was actually trying to save me. Yeah. But before then, it was you controlling and all these type of things. And he was going through that a lot and he was trying to better her or whatnot. You know, like, well, trying to, you know, tell her this not cool. This is what you need to be doing. If you're going to do it, take it to it. You know, at least trying to give her some leeway. Like, if you was going to drink, we're going to drink here and drink and she didn't want to. So it's like seeing things like that. And like I said, they're around my age and things. So it's like, I'd be like, man, like I wouldn't say it's no hope for the dating pool or anything like that, but it's just a lot of us around our age right now they letting that take over them a lot. And then even when it's a man that's like, well, you shouldn't be doing this for this reason and this reason, they feel like the man should even if it's a man that's telling them they shouldn't do this for this and this reason, they still feel like, well, a man has to accept me for who I am. Like, it is what it is. Like, I drink. It is what it is. I'm the table. You gotta. It is. I don't have to make no adjustments. Basically.
Yeah, I'm perfect.
Yeah, and that's not the right way to go about things.
Yeah, I apologize for the interruption, but if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to support the channel. Now let's get back to the video. Yeah, bro, I'm so glad that you mentioned substance abuse and addiction in relationships. So imagine, and I know women, because it's always in movies, you see the dad abusive. And it's stemming from he gets abusive every time he starts drinking.
Every time he drinks,
And we all know it was either your dad, an uncle, you know what I mean? Something like that. We know. And you said it with your generation, y'all double down on it now.
Yes.
It's like before y'all do anything. Motherfuckers got to be high, drunk, on lean.
They need it.
Yeah, it's like they don't even have fun without it.
Just to communicate.
Just to fucking communicate, to say how they really feel. They got to be under the influence.
It's sad.
You can never get a true, honest answer unless she's drunk or unless he's drunk. No, they're never going to tell you what they really think about you unless they're drunk, bro. And it goes like you said, it's both. It's men and women, bro.
Oh, yeah. Not even to cut you off, but even with men, like how all these men glorifying perkies, glorifying lean, all that type of stuff, and then they wonder why they can't even defend themselves or their family or they or they girl or they wife. Yeah. Because you on all these different type of drugs that's destroying your body. Yeah. You start depending on them.
For example, Gucci. Man. Gucci said it best, bro. To where when everybody was asking him why, he said, I was sick. I was dying.
Yeah. And the funny part about this is, though, it's crazy because it's like, all right, everybody loved Gucci when he was lean belly, everything. They loved Gucci. Yep. Bro, put it like this.
You're right. I know where you're
going.
Put it like this.
You know, we in the training and all that type of stuff. So it's like you could give somebody 3 months. They could transform. Yeah. Bro was in jail for what? A couple years. He came out like that. Now he a clone.
He's a clone.
So he couldn't just get his life together. Like he couldn't just be like, I'm done doing all that. No, because if you really want to put it into perspective, we don't know how the real Gucci really look because he's always been off drugs. Yes. You know, always been off drugs. So nobody wouldn't have never known how Gucci would look, disciplined, no
his
drugs,
physical attribute. Yeah, you're right.
Everything. So how y'all gonna call this man a clone because he clean and he fit now and all that? Y'all never would have knew how he looked anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't want, it's stuff like that where it's like, man, like you can't even, well, I wouldn't say you can't, but even when you do better and, you know, like, man, this generation just with social media and everything, they gonna, you a clone, you this, you doing that. You like, man, you can't even eat clean and
it's all negative
and do clean stuff. Like
it's all negative.
All negative.
Like, so for you to even call him a clone, you're literally saying this man isn't who he say he is. Because it's Gucci literally saying, not as me. No, it's not.
Exactly. Just because he stopped a substance abuse.
Bro, that's crazy. So imagine dealing with somebody, right? Let's go back to the substance abuse, and this is a relationship. You have to deal with this person. You love them. You don't want to see nothing happen to them. Like we already said, the furthest extent you can go with substance abuse is literally you dying. But really think about your girl, right? Well, let's take it back to this. We know men are alcoholics as well. We understand that. But what I'm saying is a man dealing with a woman, you know, dealing with substance abuse and addiction, right? So she's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Now imagine her driving home from that party, from that club, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And she kills somebody else. And the whole time you've been telling her, babe, you gotta stop drinking so much.
Yeah. That's gonna weigh on your mind heavy. It's like, dang.
Come on.
And another thing I want to get on too, and it's not to throw anything on the females and like that, but if you really think about it, when a man has a substance, like when he's addicted to any type of substance or whatever, females tend, like most females, they will tend to leave. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like they will leave, you know, like, but I feel like when a man sees a female and she has, you know, she's dealing with a substance abuse, they always see some potential in her, like to be like, okay, like I could have her like this or have her like this, you know, like, and it's like when things like that come, I feel like, well, I know that at the end of the day, you shouldn't be